Graduation day was supposed to be magical, the culmination of 4 years of late-night study sessions, cafeteria coffee runs, and whispered secrets in library corners. I, Sonia, had my cap tilted just right and my gown falling perfectly, but nothing felt perfect. Because she, Aisha, was walking across the stage, smiling, radiant, unaware of the storm she had ignited in my heart. I had known her since freshman orientation. Her laugh was intoxicating, her intelligence magnetic, and every fleeting glance she gave me made the air around me warmer. For 4 years, I built a quiet crush, watching from afar as she dated boys, smiled with friends, and never noticed the ache I carried silently. And then, graduation. The moment I had imagined confessing everything, she turned to me with a grin and whispered, "Congrats, Sonia. We made it." Her hand brushed mine, and something in me shattered. I realized then that she didn't see me the way I saw her. And with that, my heart splintered into 1,000 pieces. After the ceremony, the celebration felt hollow. I watched her mingle, laugh, and leave with friends for parties I wasn't invited to. I tried to convince myself it was just a crush, that life would move on. But deep down, I knew that heartbreak was only the beginning. For the next few weeks, I avoided her messages, her social media posts, everything that reminded me of the one person who had held my heart without asking. I threw myself into work, freelance projects, and family obligations. Graduation felt like a point of no return, and I desperately wanted to escape the memory of her smile. Then, life did something cruelly ironic. I landed a job at Aisha's new company, a high-profile marketing firm downtown. I was thrilled professionally, but terrified personally. I had never intended to run into her again, yet destiny seemed to enjoy its cruel sense of humor. On my first day, I was introduced to the team. And there she was sitting across the room, poised and professional, her beauty now sharpened by confidence. She didn't seem to notice me. She had changed, evolved in ways I couldn't ignore. And for the first time since graduation, I realized that the pain hadn't dulled. It had transformed into a quiet, simmering longing. I couldn't allow myself to hope. She had shattered me once. Surely, I deserved better than to be hurt twice. And yet, as I settled into my new role, I found my thoughts drifting to her, replaying every memory, every laugh, every fleeting touch that had once made my world spin. Months passed. I excelled at work, impressing my boss, Nadia, a sharp, elegant woman in her early 30s who had founded the company. She was everything Aisha wasn't: mature, commanding, and surprisingly kind. Our late-night strategy sessions and business trips created a closeness I hadn't anticipated. She challenged me intellectually and emotionally, and I felt my walls slowly crumble around her presence. One evening, after finishing a presentation in her sleek office, Nadia offered me tea. The conversation drifted from work to life. She shared stories of her past loves, her dreams, and unexpectedly, her fears. "You have a fire in you, Sonia. You don't let people see it easily. But I see it," she said, eyes soft but piercing. "You're special." I laughed nervously, unsure if she was teasing or serious. But before I could respond, her hand brushed mine, a spark, electric and undeniable. Weeks later, during a company retreat, Nadia took me aside. "I know this might sound sudden, but I want to marry you," she confessed. My heart stuttered. Marry her? The idea was intoxicating and terrifying. This was a woman I had come to admire, respect, and now desire. But what about Aisha? The memory of her haunted me still, and yet I realized the void she left might be filled in ways I had never imagined. Against every rational thought, I said yes. The wedding preparations were a whirlwind of flowers, contracts, and dress fittings. And then, out of nowhere, Aisha appeared. She had joined a client meeting with Nadia, and when our eyes met, the air grew thick with unspoken tension. She looked different, more composed, more elegant, but those eyes, they still held a spark that made my chest tighten. After the meeting, she pulled me aside. "Sonia, congratulations," she said softly. I didn't expect this." I swallowed hard. "Yeah, life's unpredictable," I replied, forcing a neutral tone. Her gaze lingered, and I caught a glimpse of something. Regret? Surprise? A flash of the girl I had loved silently. I didn't know, and I didn't allow myself to ask. What mattered now was Nadia, the woman who had chosen me, loved me, and was about to become my wife. Yet every time Aisha was near, memories of the past collided with the promise of my future, leaving me dizzy with emotions I wasn't ready to face. The night before the wedding, Nadia and I sat on the balcony of her penthouse, city lights stretching endlessly before us. She took my hand, fingers intertwining with a gentle squeeze. "You're nervous," she observed, smiling knowingly. I just keep thinking about the past," I admitted, surprising even myself. "About someone I lost once, someone who broke my heart." Nadia leaned closer. "And yet, you chose to let love in again. That's courage, Sonia. Not everyone can do that." Her words washed over me, dissolving the lingering doubt. I realized that heartbreak wasn't a cage, it was a lesson. Aisha had shattered my heart, yes, but Nadia was the one who made it whole again. And as I looked into her eyes, warm and unwavering, I understood the depth of love I had been missing. It wasn't about forgetting the past, it was about embracing the present and the woman standing beside me, the one who truly saw me. The wedding was everything I had dreamed of and more. As Nadia and I exchanged vows, a quiet joy settled in my chest, one that had nothing to do with memories or regrets. Aisha watched from the back, smiling, perhaps finally understanding that some hearts are meant to move on, that love can be found in unexpected places. After the ceremony, amidst laughter, music, and champagne, Nadia whispered, "This is just the beginning, Sonia." I smiled, squeezing her hand. For the first time in years, I felt whole. The past had shaped me, but it didn't define me. And as we danced under the twinkling lights, I realized that the woman who once shattered my heart had inadvertently led me to the one who would cherish it forever. For years had passed, hearts had healed, and love had found its rightful place. And in that moment, nothing else mattered but us, two women bound by fate, trust, and the undeniable magic of love.